Melee Fundamentals by Nickemwit, Part 5, Mental Game and Tournament Performance. Take responsibility for when you do not pick the correct option or when you flub. There are few games out there with less luck than Melee. This should be heartening. How well you perform, at least in the long term, is almost entirely in your own control. Keep your ego in check. Almost invariably, too much ego is the problem with smashers in their path to improvement. I've only met one or two people who suffer from not enough ego for performance purposes. Those with no ego tend to improve the quickest. Some ego is totally natural. There's nothing wrong with taking pride in your accomplishments, but in Melee, there's always more to master. Manage your emotions. Discover what works best for you in terms of embracing feelings, suppressing them, flowing with music and tournament, etc. Attitudes need not be entirely rigid. Some days or some matches will require different attitudes than others. It would be naive to think that being rushed down versus being camped will put you in the same emotional and physical state. Losing because of emotions will not happen if you have grit and adequate preparation. Knowledge and application of psychological concepts such as chunking, confirmation bias, classical conditioning, operant conditioning, and the Dunning-Kruger effect may contribute to growth. There are many pitfalls and plateaus that can hinder your growth, and being primed to deal with the psychological aspects of improvement can circumvent such hindrances. Being in the moment is conducive to optimal performance. Ego doesn't exist when you are in the moment. Flow state can be achieved this way. Extraneous thoughts become fleeting rather than centralizing. Should is a word that may indicate toxic thoughts. Anytime you think you should win, your option should have worked, or your opponent should not have done something that did work, be wary. You can should your way all the way home, completely ignoring the context of what was actually happening. Understand and flow with Melee bullshit. Although this game has next to no luck, it has tons of completely unfair, counterintuitive horseshit. By competing at this game, you've chosen to subject yourself to it, especially if you picked a low tier. Never be a slave to fear of failure. True failure comes only from resignation. Keep it fun. Burnout is real. Competition is stressful. We play the game because it's fun. If you play for any other reason, you pick the wrong game. The results follow from an intelligent practice regimen. Consistent practice is only realistic if it's mostly fun. Picking the right main as well as trying to find fun even in unpalatable matchups is important. Doubles can be a fun change of pace when you're frustrated or fed up with a matchup in the meta. Though you may not always be able to have fun at every moment, stress and tension will usually result in poor execution, so trying to have fun even in high stress scenarios may be a good mindset. Use respawn platform time. Refresh your memory about win conditions, crucial interactions, what's been working and what hasn't, and move forward with a clean emotional slate. Warm up against worse players first and people better later. If you have an hour to warm up, a player slightly worse than your upcoming opponent can be good practice. That way you can focus a bit more on playing the matchup correctly rather than playing the player. Choose your warm-up partners wisely based on playstyle similarity as well as matchup similarity if a good main of your character isn't available. Warm up tech skill incrementally. Focus on the most important stuff first. Hard and important things most of all. New things that you want to add should come last, unless you know you'll need to leverage them to win that day. Do the risky things that you practice in friendlies in tournament. If you aren't going to do them, then stop wasting your fucking time practicing them, unless your tech skill is just generally fucking sick and you don't actually need to practice other shit. Quickly adjust if a trick isn't working properly, perhaps after 2 failures. Try to leverage alternative solutions if your tech skill isn't on point. In clutch moments, fall back on your comfort setups. Manage your body. Esports is a cringe term, but the game does have a physical aspect. Some people benefit greatly from fitness, and there's definite science behind this. Other people need tons of sleep. Nutrition's big for some, others get away with eating junk. Varying sobriety levels, meditation, stimulants, THC, and other factors have highly variable impacts on performance depending on the person. Caffeine is often a double-edged sword. It's usually better to be jittery than tired, but ideally you'd be neither. That said, sharpen the body to sharpen the mind is a good mantra for most. Plan your day so you can perform to the level you need to win. Tournaments are on a schedule, and you need to play well at a specific time. This involves planning when you'll eat your meals, when you'll warm up, possibly even when you'll socialize. Music may help you get into the right mindset, both before or during a set. Figure out if this can help focus your mind. See my article on music in Melee. Some of these lessons are applicable to other facets of life. Melee can give a lot, it can also take a lot, so enjoy the journey. Alright friends, that'll do it for my audiobook version of my fundamentals article. I took some liberties in changing the wording to make it more conducive to like an oral reciting. Hope that that worked out well. I'll be doing more similar content to this in the future. So it's been fun. Click those like and subscribe buttons. Thanks, friends.